I'm saying this. When we consume heavily food, there is no direct access to inner and outer chi energy flows. Know this. If the food is properly consumed, this is strong. I would strongly suggest those two accomplishments, food, ink, and cough. In other words, the aura, which should be life and vital, with the consummation of this, it becomes more foggy. The same for everyone. And it can come to the point that will be extremely dark. From there, it influences the biological unit and diseases come. Because simply, you have a virus which is affecting and tissue which is disintegrating.
I know.
Yes.
If you ate meat like most people for most of their life, but then you stopped, how much can you recover from?
Probably it will take for 6 months.
It will take a while, but you will
just
recover.
to cleanse your body.
It's just like from smoking. You stop smoking, it will take probably around 5-10 years just to recover from the damage done.
Yeah.
From eating meat or smoking?
No, smoking.
Smoking.
Mm.
But also from the meat, because
For
the
the
meat,
yeah, in 6
all
months
that
if you're
energy
doing
is
just
there and
veggie,
it's blocked.
yeah, you can clean your body.
Which means Shaolin monks never eat meat. They never eat fish. They usually eat rice and vegetarian food. And they are the strongest people in the world. All this nonsense that we need meat for this, for that is just like a pharmacy, well-packed, commercial advertisement that keeps you in the loop.
What about that saying you need fish for your brain?
Trust me, you don't need fish for your brain. Even the vegetarian food becomes too dense once when you start to tune into this stuff, but with dates. Unfortunately, rare can afford this luxury. This guy was without food and water for few years, completely just charging on the energy which is not biological in any form. Which means this starts to activate the flows which were previously lazy are becoming active, and it's all charging from there. So in order to do that in the beginning, the physical host has to become physically inactive and to remain in meditative state. Otherwise, when you go 40 days fasting, sometimes you reach 40 days and sometimes it's difficult because it's simply once when you are still involved with the matrix, you're interacting, you're actually, how should I put it, spending energy. This guy here, 70 years, had never tasted any water, any food. He said that he had experience and that a divine creature had given a blessing, that was his understanding, and from then he never consumes this. When they were examining in India, in the institute, they discovered that there is a liquid which is forming in his kidneys, but is very fast disintegrating into the body. So he sweats a little, but he does not lose. It's all a loop. And this lady here, she's been doing lectures and she does not eat either. She lives completely on prana. So, when this energy comes like this, the awareness and the sensitivity increases drastically. That leads to the fundamental change in your life and you are never the same. You can feel things, which means exactly the same. You are probably most of it aware of the research of Dr. Emoto and others. In reality, if you apply certain effects on the water, like shouting, and then you freeze this water, you put it on the microscope, and you explore and you see the crystalline structure, you will see different patterns, different geometries. If you say, I hate you, it will get to something very, very ugly. But if you unfroze that same water, and then you say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, and you freeze this same drop of water again and you put it again under the microscope, you will see that just by changing the sound frequency and the emotion, this thing has changed again into beautiful stuff. Considering the fact that we have most of it water in our structure, you can see what we are doing to each other when we fight among each other. There are two ways of awareness, even in this biological realm. You walk very close to the ocean. For the people that are still not there, this is just stupid water. Does not serve anything. For the consciousness who is starting to picking up, is starting to fusing with the universe, it knows that this is intelligent, like everything else. So the question is how deep this goes. For example, this guy from India, as you can see here, he doesn't burn. He goes into the fire takes his rope, but his skin is unaffected. Which means, when he was asked, he said, I never consume any food. I consume few drops of water from time to time, and I live on something else far more divine that you can understand. That was his exact words. And he experienced the ultimate love, something that you cannot experience with consuming meat and fish, because simply it makes you too dense, and your emotions are too dense and heavy.
Because they believe they're physically immortal.
They don't believe they know.
They know that we are right now physically
Yep,
immortal.
yep, yep.
We're the only idiots that don't know that.
Look, the thing is, we are at the process of regaining the knowledge, in the sense of speaking, and we're getting there, right? So, this is, when you see this guy, most of the people will say, no way. Not in this lifetime. But those are the ones that have most of the courage to step out of it. So usually when you start to explain about the force, and the teachers will tell you, look, are you aware that developing certain powers is obstacle in your spiritual path? It will make you crazy, it will stop you from your journey, and there is a straight journey if you just don't do nothing and just follow the religion and everything else. So shut your both eyes and keep on going. No. In contrary, learning about the force and understanding the force is essential. By developing your extraordinary senses, your consciousness can reach more into the universe and understand it. How you can understand something if you cannot experience it? From books? Understanding does not come from books. Understanding comes from experience. Which means, not just water and fire, we can do this to everything else. It all starts with discovering the path. When you start to realize this, you start to tune in. It always starts with a journey within. And then it goes further and continues towards the most distant parts of the universe. And trust me, you will just see how really deep this thing is. You're ultimately changed and you never look back, if you know what I'm trying to say. And this is where it leads you to the out of the body experience. And this is the solution. As you can see, those people are not uneducated persons. Those are more on the track than on the path that we are. Despite the fact that their life possession is just one road.